Come on in, Patrick.
Is it on? I think it's on. I think it's on. All right.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're some of the McElhennys. I'm Rob.
I'm Katie.
Sean. Patrick.
And I'm Sean.
Good evening. My name is Charles Francis Minnick Jr., but if you know me, I'm Chip. Tonight we're honoring my Aunt Jean. If you knew her, she was Sister Mary Charity Cole, otherwise known as Charity. Who knew that nuns could just go around with one name and own it? She's right up there with Cher.
Hello, Cora. Happy 50th anniversary from Sisters of the Good Shepherd. We are thrilled to share the celebration of Cora's 50 years of service.
My grandfather was involved with CORA a long time ago, way before I worked there. He obviously saw something special in CORA and he was on the board.
I'm Reverend Luis Cortez. I'm founder and president of Esperanza, Nueva Esperanza, Inc. Our relationship with CORA started when we created the Esperanza Academy, and we found that we had young people that have great need.
CORA belongs to a global family in the Good Shepherd congregation. Each program depends on a dedicated local board, staff, donors, clients, and friends, all putting love in action.
I became involved in CORA. I inherited them and they inherited me through my job as a relationship manager for them in banking.
I entered the Good Shepherd in England, in the UK. I was really very enamored, you might say, of an advancement to the kind of social work that I had done in schools in England and Scotland.
My involvement with CORA began in 1978 when I was a deputy director of the Youth Services Coordinating Office.
I work at NFP. Directly, I work with CORA on their retirement services. My father, Jim CORA, this was his first group client.
The Carroll connection to CORA is through my sister, Pat Carroll. Pat's involvement then brought along the Carroll's involvement.
Who here has been employed by CORA?
My son Sean does help out with the preparations for the golf outing.
Who here was a camper at Camp CORA? Okay. All right, now we got it.
My involvement in CORA, it really goes back many years to my Aunt Pat Carroll. Pat got me involved in the Camp CORA summer programs.
Who here was asked not to return as a employee of CORA?
The family went to a lot of the festivals and different events here. My children went to Camp CORA.
That's when I started writing. I wrote for the newspaper and won the Camp CORA newspaper award.
We're gonna fact check that as well.
I might still have the trophy.
The Camp CORA process was very, very helpful to my kids, my nieces, my nephews that all went through it.
I am a member of the Advancement Committee, a member of the Golf Committee, and I have been involved with CORA in one way or another for 24 years now as a camp counselor at Camp CORA in the summers during my college years, and then coming back and volunteering beginning as a board member in December of 2016.
Since a very young age, I've been aware of what CORA is through my time at St. Martin Tours. I always knew the CORA trailer, and students who needed assistance and educational support would go out to the trailer.
My name is Reverend Dan Cortez, and I'm the Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff here at Esperanza. And I've always had a vision for long-term service in a particular community.
My name is Sheila Armstrong, and I am one of the founders and the executive director of a nonprofit called Cooking for Autism. Our job at Cooking for Autism, our mantra is to make sure we show love.
My name's Mike Lang. I'm the founder of SON, stands for Save Our Neighborhoods, which is an organization geared towards teaching people how to reverse an overdose with Narcan. After the first time donating my time with Prevention Point Philadelphia right here in this lot, the conditions that I saw broke my heart. And something needed to be done. So it lit a fire under me that day.
The mediation program, which was in Germantown that I had started back in the 80s, has now merged with CORA services here.
I've been a member of the Philadelphia Fire Department. We get to do a lot of work with kids. To be able to help out with CORA, I think is just another great thing about the job.
One of the incredible things about CORA is that even though it started off in a building that I remember fondly, when it transitioned into the new space, it still kept the same spirit and its ability to give back to the community.
My daughter Jean ended up getting her degree and coming and working in early years.
We lived directly across the street from CORA and knew about their early years program.
CORA early years was just about the greatest thing that we could have ever hoped for.
We really looked forward to the time that we would get to send our kids here.
It is a fun, helpful children's school.
Sean actually went to the early years program.
They were very early years. So
You turned out great.
CORA is a place for kids to come and learn and have fun with their friends.
I think one of the best experiences our family has enjoyed at CORA was in 2004 when Dr. Tony bought a beautiful picture of little children at play and hung up a portrait of my sister Pat next to it. And this was a very, very touching event. It is definitely a family event with the CORA family.
One of the great things about CORA has been that they've been able to assist us without us having to raise more money to take care of children. Getting professional services from people who really love children, and on top of that, they provide the economics to make it happen, that's priceless.
Sister Charity used to always say that children are the heart of the matter. So that focus too is always very inspiring for me.
Who would have thought that a cloistered nun with a series of German shepherds named Terry could evolve through experiences into the visionary that created this health and learning institution?
So when I first met Sister Charity, a lifelong relationship began.
Jim likes to use the analogy that we both were inoculated with love by Sister Charity.
I lived on the other side of town in Germantown and happened as a young sister to get to know Sister Charity as a friend and sometimes mentor as we went along.
She was very persistent in her work and vision.
The essence of Sister Charity, there is a mission focused to deliver love, kindness, and compassion.
She's quoted as saying, "I don't believe that I will have to be here. I could disappear tomorrow, and CORA will continue to go on doing what it does."
I know for certain in my heart that both my sister Pat and Sister Charity are thrilled with being able to see the growth that has happened in CORA.
She would just be so proud of where CORA is today.
CORA is the CORA it is today because it had that kind of dynamic that was there. She was a great lady.
Helping young people in our schools, they work with our children. They help them see in themselves things they may not otherwise see.
To hear from some of these kids who have really excelled after having benefited from CORA services is always really, really uplifting.
It's just not about having faith, but you gotta be a faith in action. And that's where CORA services was my blessing. They provided me support because what they showed me is that I'm not alone. I have support.
It's who we are as people that really matters.
Whenever you're doing anything positive, there are challenges. So like CORA, Esperanza has a gift, the gift of being persistent.
The amount of people that I've met, it's amazing how many people that are out there that want to help.
It just shows how great of an organization it is that people continue to be involved for decades, and ourselves included.
It really is an organization that impacts tens of thousands of individuals and families every year, and they've been doing it for 50 years.
So amazing that the culture and the True purpose of service has not been lost after all of these years.
One of the values of an organization like Esperanza, organizations like CORA, is that we can in fact make generational difference.
As a family, we're huge admirers of their mission, but we also have a personal debt of gratitude to the organization.
The idea that CORA employed our father for 40 years is a very important thing.
The Carroll family, the Lavelle families, we've really made it a point to come together on an annual basis and try to support CORA to the extent that we can.
To know that my dad devoted his life to service.
I kind of see it as threads, get run together and woven into a tapestry.
Just with the patience that he always had was pretty amazing, and I think that CORA was a place that let him develop that, and then I think it benefited all of us.
I'm really happy that my family has been blessed to afford the opportunity to have a foundation in which we can financially contribute.
My family has always encouraged volunteerism and giving back. It's part of being a good citizen. I think it's really important to instill it in as young an age as possible.
You should send your kids to CORA because it's an amazing place.
One of the reasons that CORA has been able to survive for 50 plus years is because of the people just like you sitting in the room right now. You know who you are, and we're going to continue to ask you to give us as much money as you possibly can. Tonight, I think probably we're gonna, I'm probably standing on a podium somewhere nearby, and as soon as this video is over, I'm going to come around maybe with like a Venmo thing or a Venmo code.
Basket.
Or just a basket.
Just a basket. Just a collection basket. And make sure that we bleed you dry.
We sisters love CORA, and to be specially acknowledged for love in action touches us deeply.
CORA has a special place in my heart.
This is an honor that we did not expect. This is an honor that we don't even seek, because this is an honor that we just do, and we just want to share that love.
I just want to say how grateful I am, grateful and blessed we are as a Raleigh family, and thank you for having us.
Time tests everything, and I believe that CORA will be around for a long time. So happy anniversary, CORA. Happy anniversary, Charity, and happy anniversary, Aunt Jean.
So, you've been around for 50 years. It's important that you have given up until this point, but you gotta give more.
Thank you, CORA, for naming us as a Love in Action honoree.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for this time and this honor that y'all given us.
Congratulations on 50 years. Happy to be a part of it in many ways.
Thank you, CORA!